She walks in 10 minutes late and sits next to me like nothing's wrong. By the end of the meeting, it's somehow my fault she hasn't done her work. She drops into the chair with her tote bag still on her shoulder. Sorry, I've just been going through a lot lately. No details, just a lot. Someone asks if she's alright. She shrugs, stares into her coffee like the answer might be floating in it. It's just been intense a bit. No one pushes. They never do. The vaguer she is, the harder it is to pin anything on her. She opens her laptop. Same document as last time. My sections are done, titled, structured, ready. Hers are still marked TBC. I meant to get to it, she says quickly. I had a whole thing planned, but then she trails off. Doesn't matter how that ends. It never does. By the time she finds the document, the meeting's halfway over. I just haven't had the brain space, she says. Quiet, careful. Someone nods. Of course they do. No one wants to be the one who challenges the neurodivergent girl trying her best. I glance at her screen. Still blank. But I watched her vlog last night. 12 minutes. Clean edits, tight cuts, music timed to emotion. Fake candid opening, sideways, on the couch, messy bun, mug in hand, ring light just out of the frame. My brain isn't broken, she said. It just doesn't run on Windows. Perfect zoom into her eyes. Tears. Smile. Hold for effect. Comments full of hearts. This is exactly how my brain works too. And maybe it is. But right now, she's 3 sections behind, and my name's at the top of the document. If I had a bit more support, she says, still not looking at anyone, I think I could get there. There's no accusation, but it lands directly on me. We just need a first draft, I say. Calm. Doesn't have to be perfect. She exhales. That's just not how my brain works. You probably don't get it. Try me. She leans in slightly. I can feel the shape of what I want to make, she says, but I can't force it. If I'm not in the right space, it just doesn't happen. She shakes her head. Impossible. There it is. She actually believes that. Not all neurodivergent people are the same, she adds. I'm highly functioning. I nod once. Yeah, you are. She relaxes slightly. Then I keep going. Which is why this isn't about your diagnosis. The room tightens. If you had time to shoot, edit, and upload your videos, multiple angles, overlays, music fades, you've got time to write 3 sections of a plan. She straightens. There it is again. Pushback. She opens her mouth, but I don't stop. I'm not saying your brain works like mine. I'm saying you don't get to choose when it suits you and ignore when it doesn't. Okay, but you don't get to decide what takes effort for me, she says. You don't live in my head. I don't need to, I say. Silence. Wow, she says. Loud now. Okay, that's a lot. She leans forward now. See, this is exactly the problem. You're reducing it to productivity like it's a choice. It's not. When I'm overwhelmed, I literally can't function. A few nods around the table. She feels it and keeps going. And when people are blunt or dismissive, it makes it worse. That's what you're doing right now. There it is. Reframed. As always, now I'm the problem. I've heard this before, enough times to know exactly where it goes. I let it sit for half a second. Then, no, I say. What I'm doing is recognizing the pattern. She stops. You spiral, I continue. Then you sit in it. Her face tightens. You call it overwhelm, I say, but you're not stuck. I glance at her. You're indulging it. Silence. And you're good at it, I add. Good enough to film it, edit it, package it. She opens her mouth. And what would you know? Without prompting, I reply, you're a tourist. You're enjoying all this adult diagnosis attention. I've been here as long as I remember. You know what I do when it gets a bit much? I take my Dexy, I sit down and I get on with it. I act like an adult. Recognize it, I cut in. Take your meds. Calm it down. Do the work. That lands. Hard. She stares at me like I've crossed the line that doesn't exist anywhere except in her version of events. Wow, she says, loud. Okay, that's actually really inappropriate. She starts packing up. Not leaving, just making sure everyone's watching. Laptop shut too hard. Charger wrapped tight. This is honestly triggering, she mutters. I thought this was supposed to be a safe space. I don't even look at her. You'll process it in tonight's vlog. She freezes. You'll call it something like when neurodivergence is weaponized against you. You'll film it in your car. Black hoodie, no makeup. 10 seconds of silence right at the start. And then you'll say you're finally speaking your truth about how hard it is to exist in corporate spaces. She's staring at me now, completely still. You've already got the caption half written, I add. Something about how it's hard to be accepted with a different brain. I glance at her screen. Still empty. Just remember, I say, none of that submits the plan. She tries to respond. I cut across her. This act you're doing, it's not new to me. I was doing this nonsense before you even dreamt of doing it. I finally look at her. I did all this nonsense before I even got my pen license. That lands harder than anything else. She hesitates. That's it. She packs up properly this time, leaves. No one follows. Silence. Then someone across the table says, quietly, "Do you think she'll still make the video?" I look back at the doc. "Of course," I say. "I just wrote it for her."